If you could just kind of encapsulate your thoughts, we heard conversations of democracies not flourishing under the current, whether it's President Trump or other political leaders who tend to lean towards the demagoguery. You also have, the data titans of Google, Facebook, and how that will affect society. How are we to digest this? What are we to think, and what mindset should we use to address these concerns?
I think that today we are in a situation where we pay the result of the policy practices since 40 years without state regulation, with this international division of labor, the relocalization, etc. And you have many people in many countries who are in an underdeveloped condition, and they don't understand why the fruit of the growth are not shared at their level. And you have the so-called desertification in many countries and things like that. That's the first problem. On the other side, you have the development of this internet network where you have information with a dominant position of Facebook and Google, mainly for data that they reuse for commercial and marketing targets. But that raises a problem of what will be the future way of life if our private data and so on are captured not only for these commercial uses, but by government, as we see that today through the Patriot Act and so on, in order to fight against terrorism, etc. Are we going toward a so-called brick border society, and who will be the leaders of this new integrated system for smart cities, smart cars, smart, etc. And what kind of criteria we refer to? Financial criteria only for business and rentability, and they will not solve the kind of dramatic issues that we have to face too, in terms of inequality, in terms of disequilibrium between demography and so on, as I mentioned before, in terms of waste, environmental damage, etc. That's the main challenge. That means that we cannot, the main problem is to change this consumer society and to go from a growth society only based upon the development of consumer market to a true development society with partnership, with regulation, with capacity of anybody where it is to accept and to serve common interest objectives. That's my feeling.
And just a final question, the CIFA forum specifically, it brings together members of academia, it brings together members of public society, and also the private sector, most notably the finance sector. Is this the type of holistic dialogue that's needed to solve these issues?
That's a beginning when we need a general frame. We need a matrix with input and output, and we have to replace each opinion within a general appreciation and overview of what to be done. We need a system analysis. We have to analyze the system where we are, industrial system, social system, etc., and to develop perspectives, to think about what is possible with the technology and what we want, and then to define strategy, and then to apply the plan linked to this strategy. And this plan are not only for business, they are in partnership. A state, for example, has to define a strategy for its own country, and to use its own resources in the best way, and to develop partnership with businesses and others, because alone it cannot do everything. And that's the same for business. We need partnership. We need a collective intelligence of the problem.